BBBY stock, Bed Bath & Beyond. So it lost 2.7% in the session of the 25th of October, so of November 2022, and up 0.93% in this post-market session. And the chatter out there is that the company failed, or rather has a significant amount of out of stock items. It says here, Bed Bath & Beyond reportedly struggles to stock shelves ahead of the holiday, and it's saying here, according to Wall Street Journal, it says Bed Bath & Beyond is struggling to keep its shelves stocked ahead of the holidays. More than 40% of Bed Bath & Beyond stock were unavailable in October, almost twice more than last year, the report said. Bed Bath & Beyond had high out of stock rates in October in comparable items than other retailers, according to the report. So that's the news out there. And we also know that about a week ago, they also plan to raise some funds or more capital, and they convert more debt to equity or something like that. So short interest, yes, we know it's 30%, and the folks at Schaefer's Investment Research are saying that short-term option traders are the most bullish they have been in a year. The stock is actually down about 80% so far this year, 2022. So they're saying that it could mean that investors are attempting to find Bed Bath & Beyond's stock bottom. Okay, so this is according to their Schaefer's put call open interest ratio, which stands at 0.38. That figure stands in the lowest percentile of its annual range. So while calls still outpace puts on an overall basis, the penchant for bearish bets have never been higher. Okay, the stock remains heavily shorted at 35.8%. We have a different figure here, 30%. Okay, the amount of short interest tied up in the shares means some call buyers could be short sellers that are looking to hedge their bets. So that is what they have deduced, and it probably makes sense, So let's quickly see what's going on there. The key thing there is the bottom. It seems yes, if the stock is nearing its bottom, it makes sense for short sellers to begin to hedge their bets, and one of the ways they can do that is probably buy more shares. But if they're buying more shares, they are going to inflict wounds on themselves, so they wouldn't do that. They will buy options, because when they buy options, it really doesn't immediately affect the price of the stock. If they buy shares, they are probably covering they are closing their short positions. I guess they're not covering, they are not buying back yet, because they are hoping that maybe something might happen again. But they have also equally seen, you can see that here, see the volume for this last trading session. It's roughly 3 million, and also momentum is also trying to come out from the oversold condition. So there's a validation here. You can see the volume is nothing there, negligible there, not compared to what it was before in the summer, and momentum is also trying to rise. So let's see now what the volume is. The average volume for the last 10 trading sessions is about 12.693 million. Over the 90 days is 35.012 million. We have that volume up here, so 4 million, yes. And let's also go here and we'll see what the volume is also indicating. It is 3.978 million versus an average of 17.51 million shares for the last 12 per day for the last 12 months. So yes, to some extent we are probably reaching a bottom. Going by all of this, there's a good chance the stock is reaching a bottom now. So these are the sort of things short position holders have noticed, and they started to ramp up their positions, their ramp up their call positions, to hedge themselves. That is probably what might be the case. So let's have a look at the options grid and see what's going on there. Let's have a look and see. You can see these expired today. Let's see, these are weekly calls. You can see the open interest there for the 350. Stood out there with the most volume as well. Okay, so nothing else. They've expired. They're not going to tell us much. So let's look at the December 16. You can see the December 16. We have let's go down and see what's going on here. We can see we have $7 has the biggest open interest. But what I've also observed about that is that maybe the reason why this is also the case is not just that they're projecting a move towards that level. It's also that maybe because the spread is not that bad. You can see that ask is 0.09 and the bid is 0.08. So, or maybe because they have been piling money there, they has made it slightly more. It has become more liquid, maybe. So it could be the two cases. It could be that they are piling up, and then it has become liquid. Likely the case, and if you see that as well, you probably may prefer to put your money on the $7 strike, because in the meantime you don't lose money immediately. You buy, you don't lose out that much. So let's also look at the January 20 and see what's going on there. Let's see whether we have the same sort of thing there. For the January 20, we have a reasonable amount in the $6 strike and also the $10 strike. So what is also common there as well is that narrow spread between the ask and the bid as well. So maybe because there's a significant interest in there. Okay, that's also the case with the $6 calls. Okay, and also the $7 calls. The spreads are not that bad. So I think what is absolutely this is also validating is that there is indeed a significant interest in the calls of BBBY. So at least for the December and the December 16 and the January 20 series, yes, much of those positions we just looked at right now may be indeed from short sellers. May be indeed from them. So going back, we have upper projections of 3.43. That's around where it is at the moment as well. 4.54, 5.42, 6.31. 6.31 is close to those projections we saw in the options grid. So an upwards towards 9.21. No guarantee any of those will happen, but what is absolutely certain is that the stock is statistically getting towards its bottom. It does not mean that it's gonna be the bottom. It may not be the bottom, but it's just looking like it's getting there. And of late as well, it looks like it has it's just slightly cooled off. Okay, it closed at 3.05 on roughly closed at 3.11 as of the 21st. 21st was on the 21st was, which day was that? Was Monday, I think. So since that time it has gradually inched up. So once again, it seems the bottom has been reached. I wouldn't say it has reached. It seems it may have been reached. Short interest at roughly 30%, and it also seems short sellers are also hedging their bets. Okay, and still just holding that 0.93% in this post-market session. See what you make of BBBY stock, and thank you very much for watching this video.